Hello, lone wolves. There exists a particular type of man who, without saying a word, changes the entire dynamic of a room simply by walking into it, especially in the presence of women. He doesn't need to be loud, arrogant, or overtly standoffish. He isn't performing aloofness or trying to manipulate attention. Still, there is something undeniably different about him that instantly triggers an instinctive reaction. This man is a Sigma male, a figure who exists outside traditional social hierarchies. Unlike the alpha who loudly asserts dominance or the beta who seeks approval, the Sigma follows his own path, unbothered by the opinions or expectations of others. He doesn't play games or craft a mysterious persona. His authenticity alone disrupts the normal flow of social interaction and attraction. Women often don't know how to react to him. His presence is unfamiliar, his energy unpredictable. Some instinctively pull away, confused, or even unsettled. However, in a strange twist of human psychology, the very traits that initially push them away are the ones that tend to linger in their thoughts long after, eventually drawing them back in, sometimes with even greater intensity. But why does this happen? What causes such a paradoxical reaction? The answer lies in several defining traits that make Sigma males so uniquely compelling and sometimes misunderstood. Trait number 1, they don't chase, and that feels like rejection. In most romantic dynamics, there's an unspoken dance of pursuit and retreat. One person chases, the other flirts or pulls back, and this back and forth becomes a psychological reassurance that interest exists. When a woman meets a Sigma male, this script doesn't play out. He doesn't pursue in the traditional sense. There's no persistent texting, no obvious flirty behavior, and no energy spent trying to win attention. This absence of chase can easily be misinterpreted as rejection. But from the Sigma's point of view, it's not about disinterest, it's about integrity. He believes that attraction should be mutual and effortless. If the vibe isn't naturally reciprocal, then it's not real, and no amount of game plan will change that. For women who are used to being pursued, this creates discomfort. It can trigger insecurity and questions. Does he even like me? Or why isn't he trying harder? What first feels like emotional distance eventually reveals itself as sincerity. Over time, his refusal to play games becomes an incredibly rare and refreshing quality. The trait that once made him seem uninterested becomes the exact reason he's unforgettable. Trait number 2, they walk away if something feels off. A Sigma male may be fully engaged in conversation, present, connected, and warm. Then suddenly, something shifts. It could be a subtle comment or an inconsistency in behavior, but he notices. Unlike most people who overlook red flags or rationalize them away, the Sigma male reacts, not with drama or confrontation, but with withdrawal. His energy shifts. He doesn't explain or argue. He simply leaves the situation. Why? Because the Sigma has learned to trust his instincts. He recognizes patterns and doesn't see value in trying to fix what he already knows is broken. Women often interpret this quiet withdrawal as confusion or even rudeness. They wonder what they did wrong. But the truth is, the Sigma isn't about emotional battles or unnecessary explanations. He disengages to protect his peace, and in doing so, creates an aura of mystery and strength. Ironically, this ability to walk away, without resentment or neediness, often leaves a deeper impression than any effort to stay would have. Trait number 3, their honesty feels too blunt. Society trains people to wrap truth in soft language. To avoid hurting feelings, we often sugarcoat, sidestep, or say what others want to hear. The Sigma male has no use for these filters. His communication is direct and unembellished. Not because he's cruel, but because he values truth over comfort. He doesn't believe in small talk or flattery for the sake of appeasement. His words are rooted in reality and often reveal uncomfortable truths. To many women, especially at first, this honesty can feel abrasive. They might think, why is he so harsh, or doesn't he care how that sounds? But with time, his clarity becomes respected. In a world filled with people who say what's expected, the Sigma's raw authenticity stands out. While others try to impress or avoid conflict, he offers realness, something far more powerful. Trait number 4, they're not easily impressed. In today's social landscape, especially in dating and modern conversation, There's a shared expectation that others will respond to our accomplishments with enthusiasm and affirming energy. When someone shares good news, like landing a promotion or reaching a milestone, the typical response is immediate validation. Phrases like "that's amazing" or "you're killing it" have become default reactions. This kind of enthusiastic praise, though well-meaning, often serves as social padding rather than genuine acknowledgement. But the Sigma male doesn't engage in this ritual. When a woman shares her accomplishments with him, she may be met with a calm, measured response, something closer to quiet acknowledgement than outward celebration. He's not dismissive or cold. He's simply grounded. His reaction isn't designed to inflate egos or perform social niceties. Instead, it reflects a deeper filter, a belief that praise should be earned, not given out reflexively. The Sigma male isn't trying to withhold validation as a tactic. He's not playing hard to get or try and create tension. Rather, he's wired to remain centered. He believes that not every accomplishment needs to be celebrated like a grand triumph, especially when standards are inflated by constant social media applause and shallow approval seeking. To him, admiration is a serious currency, and one that shouldn't be spent carelessly. At first, this can be jarring for a woman who's used to easy praise. She might interpret his restraint as disinterest or even judgment. Questions arise internally. Does he not care about what I've achieved? Or why isn't he impressed by me? But what initially feels like a lack of enthusiasm later transforms into something more meaningful. With time, she begins to see that his praise, when it does come, is genuine and deeply considered. Unlike compliments that are tossed around casually by others, his words are rare and deliberate, and because of that, they carry real weight. This shift in perception creates a new appreciation. His indifference is not rooted in coldness. It's rooted in discernment. In a world where praise is cheap and overused, the Sigma male's restraint sets him apart. His validation becomes something worth earning, not expecting. And when it's given, it resonates far more powerfully than any amount of superficial flattery. Trait number 5, they're difficult to read. In everyday human interaction, emotional transparency plays a crucial role. Most people broadcast their feelings openly through facial expressions, tone of voice, and body language. A smile suggests interest, a frown signals disapproval, and subtle changes in eye contact can reveal discomfort or desire. These cues act as a social map, guiding others through conversations and connections with relative ease. People are, in essence, emotional open books, and that accessible. But the Sigma male doesn't operate by those rules. He is a man of emotional restraint, revealing very little unless he deliberately chooses to do so. His face is calm, composed, and unreadable. There's no obvious playbook to follow when interacting with him. His emotional state remains internal, tightly controlled and hidden behind an enigmatic exterior. This creates a particular tension, especially in the realm of attraction. When a woman engages with Sigma male, she instinctively begins scanning for the usual signals. A certain look, a smirk, a change in energy. But instead, she finds stillness. His gaze is steady but unreadable. His tone is neutral, almost attached. This absence of cues leaves her uncertain and questioning. Is he interested in me? Is he just being polite? Am I boring him? The lack of clear emotional feedback throws her off balance. At first, this can be deeply frustrating. We are conditioned to seek reassurance through others' reactions. When those reactions are absent, our internal narrative fills in the gaps, often inaccurately. But as the confusion lingers, something unexpected begins to happen. Curiosity replaces frustration. She finds herself thinking about him more than she anticipated. She replays the conversation in her mind, searching for subtle signs, analyzing every word and gesture for hidden meaning. Over time, this mystery becomes magnetic. In a world full of people who eagerly wear their emotions on their sleeves, the Sigma male's emotional privacy is an anomaly, and anomalies are compelling. His unreadability invites deeper engagement. He doesn't demand attention, yet he commands it effortlessly. What begins as uncertainty evolves into intrigue. That intrigue deepens into fascination, and before she realizes it, she's drawn in, not because he tried to impress her, but because he didn't try at all. He left space for her to wonder, to lean in, and to explore the unknown. The Sigma male, by keeping his emotions private, becomes a puzzle that people can't help but want to solve. Trait number 6. They don't give compliments easily. In modern social dynamics, compliments have become a kind of emotional currency, used frequently, often casually, and occasionally without genuine meaning. They serve as social glue, smoothing interactions and creating a sense of instant connection. From "you look stunning" to "that's such a great idea," these affirmations are often delivered out of habit rather than sincerity. Most people have grown accustomed to this cycle of flattery, where compliments are expected and in some cases even demanded. But the Sigma male operates outside the system. He doesn't offer praise just to be polite or to make someone feel good. For him, words hold weight. If he doesn't genuinely mean something, he won't say it, especially when it comes to compliments. This doesn't stem from arrogance or coldness, but from a deeply rooted value for authenticity. To him, offering a compliment should be a deliberate act, not a reflex. For a woman encountering a Sigma male, this restraint can feel unsettling at first. When she walks into a room wearing something she thought was eye-catching, and he says nothing, a flicker of insecurity may arise. When she shares a personal win, and he responds with calm acknowledgement instead of enthusiastic praise, doubt creeps in. Questions swirl in her mind. Did he even notice? Is he not impressed? Is he just emotionally closed off? But the truth is far simpler. He's simply not a man who gives out empty flattery. His standards for expressing admiration are high because his respect isn't handed out, it's earned. And over time, something remarkable happens. When he does finally say, "You look beautiful," or "that was impressive," the impact is profound because she knows it's not just polite filler. It's real, it's rare, and it means something. As their interaction deepens, she begins to shift as well. The craving for superficial validation fades, replaced by a hunger for something more meaningful. She no longer needs constant reassurance because the occasional praise she does receive is sincere, and that sincerity carries far more value than dozens of hollow compliments ever could. In a world saturated with surface-level affirmations, the Sigma male's silence speaks volumes, and his carefully chosen words, when they do come, carry a quiet power that lingers long after they're spoken. Conclusion: the Sigma male paradox. The Sigma male is a walking contradiction in the world of modern attraction. At first glance, he appears to violate every unwritten rule of dating and social interaction. He doesn't chase women, nor does he offer a predictable stream of validation many have come to expect. He walks away at the first sign of insincerity or drama, refuses to sugarcoat the truth, remains emotionally guarded, and doesn't casually toss out compliments to charm or impress. To some, this can come across as cold or disinterested. For others, it feels unsettling, like he's playing a different game entirely. And that's exactly what he's doing, if he's playing at all. Initially, women may recoil from the Sigma male. His behavior disrupts their mental script of how attraction is supposed to unfold. Where there should be flattery, there's neutrality. Where there's usually pursuit, there's calm indifference. He doesn't deliver emotional cues on cue, and he doesn't mold himself to fit expectations. This creates tension and uncertainty, feelings that many mistake for rejection or incompatibility. But over time, something shifts. The same traits that once seemed like turn-offs begin to take on a new, more powerful meaning, and his refusal to chase begins to feel like strength. His emotional restraint reveals self-mastery. His blunt honesty becomes refreshing in a world full of polished lies. His rare praise holds greater value than constant flattery, and his ability to walk away, without anger or neediness, reveals a man who has mastered his ego. This is the Sigma male paradox. The qualities that push people away at first are the very ones that make him unforgettable. In a world saturated with surface-level charm and performance, the Sigma male's authenticity becomes magnetic. He doesn't try to impress because he's already secure in who he is. He doesn't seek approval because he's already approved of himself. And because he doesn't chase, his presence becomes a mystery, one that lingers in a woman's mind long after their encounter. In the end, it's not charm, good looks, or game that makes the Sigma male unforgettable. It's his unwavering authenticity. He doesn't conform. He doesn't pretend. He doesn't follow the rules of attraction, and that's exactly why he's the man who can't be shaken from her thoughts. Do you resonate with the ideas I shared in this video? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you're interested in more content about Sigma males, explore the other videos on this channel. Thanks for watching,